Hey guys, King of the North here, back with some more Plague Inc. Today we are going to do Shadow Plague on Mega Brutal. For this you'll want to take Healthy Eater if you have it. I don't have these all unlocked because you actually don't need the genes for the strategy we're taking, but you know, any little bit helps. But this is what I went with. If you do have Healthy Eater, I do recommend that for the first one. It helps quite a bit having more health for our vampire. But our strategy, we are going to start in Greenland. So as soon as we start in Greenland, we have 19 points. Grab Blood Rage and Adrenal Surge. This is 8 points and we have 9. You want to make sure you have at least 1 point left so you can start attacking. Now, as you're attacking, the death rate is pretty low, but it does build up, and we are going to wait until Greenland is completely out of the picture here. This is 16 points. So we have 19 points. Now we have, like I said, you want to make sure you have more than what the cost is. You're also going to have to make sure we buy the Bat Travel, which is 6 points. So grab that, and you want to make sure you have at least 1 point to get off the island and 1 point to attack the next place you're going to. We should have plenty of points here. We're still not even halfway through Greenland, and we're, you know, doing pretty well. Next one's 28 points. Going to speed this up. I am going to be slowing this down a little bit. I want to make sure I am able to react quick enough to everything. So everybody is dead in Greenland. So we are going to fly over here to Iceland. And as soon as we land, we will start attacking. Speed this up to ×2. The Templar bases are going to come up. We're kind of hoping that they're going to be clumped together pretty close, so they're easier to take out and we don't have to worry about them getting too strong. And our next ability is 41 points. I don't know if we're going to get to that. Okay, so Templars are starting, and as soon as they spawn, you're gonna want to get off of Iceland here. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Okay, so not terrible. 3 of them are pretty close together, which is good. Try to get a little bit more DNA if possible. Doesn't look like I'm going to get too much more. I do want to try to get as close as I can to the edge so I can move quickly to the next zone. Okay, that Templar is taking out. Going to move over to the next one. And we will head to India next, just so we can build up enough points so we can start healing. And then we are going to attack the next Templar base here. So before this can get stronger, get on in. Start beating it down. We still need to get our strongest attack. each blue plane that comes out of these bases actually fortifies the next Templar base. So you want to try to get these down as quickly as possible. So 45 points we have now. It should be enough. Should finish it off. It's our strongest attack now, so these should go down a little bit quicker. But these Templar bases down here are going to be stronger. This bottom one is actually in a terrible spot. It's the furthest possible place to be from just about anywhere. And I do want to heal up just a little bit before going over there. Okay, should be at max health. Don't try to land on top of the Templar building because you won't be able to see its health. But as soon as you land, start attacking. Be able to take that one out quickly without having to move back and forth. This next one is going to be tough. I assure you that. Try to heal up here. Hopefully we can get the further bat range here. Yes, 15 points. We should have plenty of points to still move around. 21 points for the next healing. We actually probably should have tried to squeeze that in. It's possible. Twice in Africa, unfortunately, because we're going to have to get to the very tip. And then move over from here. The good news is we have not gotten the warning that this last Templar base has gotten stronger, which means we got around pretty quickly. Although it's still going to do quite a bit of damage, but it's manageable for now. Hopefully we can heal up before that reaches full health. Now this is going to be a bit of back and forth, like I said. And I also need to make sure I don't fly too far away, because the further we have to travel, the longer it takes to get out of there and back. Move out again. Like I said, don't move too far. Just enough to get out of the country that you're in. Going to increase our healing here, which allows us to get back in to this Templar a little bit sooner and start getting on it again. And that is the end of that Templar. The Templar forces are eradicated. Move out and get your health up. Now from here, we're going to head back to Iceland. Want to get rid of the islands, the isolated countries, so you're not worried or, you know, getting stuck later on trying to get these infected. So this will begin phase 2 of our strategy here. We want to wipe out the rest of Iceland, and we want to be able to come up with close to 500 points going into phase 3. So phase 1 is to eliminate Templars. Phase 2 is building up points while also taking out isolated countries. And phase 3 is your infection phase. So this stage takes a little bit longer. It's the longest stage because you got to build up a significant number of points, but it helps you prep for the next part of the infection thing if you take out the isolated countries, and the next one I'm going to grab is Madagascar. And as you see, there's no cure yet because we're not killing anything as a disease. We're killing things as a vampire, and you can't cure a vampire. So I'm gonna let this go for a little bit here. Like I said, I want to get up to roughly 500 points, and to kill the time, I'm going to explain the infection phase. With that phase, the vampire itself becomes your primary tool of infection. We're going to move around the map, affecting countries by the millions per second, I believe it is. So we'll land in a country, stay there for a couple seconds, and then move over to another country. The transmissions will help spread out a little bit from the country we land in and pick up the pace, but we are also going to drop lairs around the world too, because this will allow us to move quickly around the entire planet without having to worry about stopping and going in between countries, because we can't just, you know, fast travel from one thing to another area, where the lairs allow you to fast travel between layers. And the reason that's necessary is because once we do start infecting people, a cure will start to pop up, and it's pretty rapid. So you'll definitely want to have a nice setup of lairs so you can quickly move around and be able to take the lairs, the labs out to slow down the cure. With this strategy, we will have a second vampire, which we will also move around to help speed up the infection process. It makes things a lot quicker. But yeah, it's pretty simple from this point on. As long as you're quick enough and not sitting around too much, can infect the world pretty quick. We don't have to worry about killing the population off, because we are going to get shadow slaves, and shadow slaves are similar to the Murex worm thing, where the infection causes people to worship you. So these countries that are completely infected, because they're shadow slaves for the vampires, they will no longer contribute to a cure. So the cure effort will ramp up, but it will like drop off pretty quickly too, because we'll be landing in countries and they won't be contributing to the cure anymore. I am going to try and land in some of the richer countries, because those are the ones that would typically offer more towards a cure. So when I start, I will probably try to fly over to the United States and Canada and take them out first, and then slowly move from the west coast to the east coast. And at some point a second vampire will spawn, and that will be a tremendous help for us spreading out our disease a lot quicker. So we're at almost 400 points now. We want 500 going into the infection phase, but we still have to buy our lairs and shadow portal, and we'll grab the travel speed too, so we have enough range. So I'll get that out of the way now, so we're not spending the points after we hit the 500 and then realizing we need more points. Putting lairs down costs a bit of points, or your DNA points, so we are going to want to get up a little bit past 500 to be able to deal with the pay that we're going to have to put out for the lairs. I mean, the first one's cheap, it's only 3 points, but I think it ends up ramping up to almost like 40 some points. And really we only need probably 4 lairs. You can put one down here in Southeast Asia. It should reach all the way down here if we need to. The other one we could probably put up here in the top part of Russia. And, well, can put one in Southeast Asia. Put one here in Libya. and then another one down here in South America and one in North America. Yeah, that's how we'll do it. So we're almost through the population in Madagascar. We're just over 500 now. And we're 15 minutes into this video, unfortunately, so I apologize again that it is a longer video because of this part, but as I said, it is an effective method. So Madagascar has been wiped out. Start attacking again in Southeast Asia, get some points up. We are going to start buying our lairs. We are going to put the first lair here in Southeast Asia. These will give you points, but they're not going to be points significant enough to... Can I get to... Yeah, I think I can. If I need to. It's unlikely that I'll have to worry about New Zealand down here. So we'll place a lair here. Can't reach South America just yet. So our next lair will go here in South America. 12 points. And we will head up here to Canada. Oh. Yeah, Canada. We'll put our last lair down here. Start attacking. We are over 500 points. And this is where the infection phase of our journey begins. So grab Shadow Blessings. Grab Nocturnal. Head down to Anaemia. Pallor. Weeping Sores. Hyperdontia, I guess. Jugular Bite. And grab Shadow Slaves. 17. And grab Vampiric Awakening. This will be our second vampire. You want to grab some of these transmissions. These won't be super helpful real long because you're going to see everything starts to shut down real quick. Grab bats. And this helps with land transmission, which, like I said, kind of helps out with spreading across borders, which will come in handy. But this is the real tool for our infection process. You see this says vampire visits hundreds of humans each night and marks them in blood, infecting them with the Shadow Plague. And each tier of this, that was hundreds, this is tens of thousands, this is hundreds of thousands, and now millions. So each time we land in a country, you're going to see it just turns purple almost immediately. These slow down the cure, so important to grab. And from this point on, you can grab whatever you want to increase infectivity here. Like I said, you want to make sure you have enough points to still move around, navigate. So we'll do that now. As you see, Canada's done. Move here to the United States. And the United States is just about purple. I want to hit Caribbean here. Caribbean, because they're an island, so as soon as they're infected, you're free to move off of them and head to your next destination. As you see, we're already at 1% for the cure. As soon as you land, you see that purple bar is picking up, and because we're already in a country that has a lair, we can fast travel to the next lair. So I do want to try and hit the middle of Europe here, so it starts spreading out itself. Head over to China here. It's a pretty large population here. there, so that's why it's good to grab China. And this is our labs popping up now. So we do want to keep an eye out for the labs. They will contribute to the cure if they're not taken out. And I will actually put a lair down here so I can fast travel, because I have enough points. You see, Australia is pretty far gone already, and our next vampire should be coming into the picture soon. See, we're at 35% for the cure, but that should fall off soon. And you just want to take your countries that are going to be your priority, are going to be the ones that have the labs on them. And you want to take these labs out as quickly as possible. And here is our next vampire. I guess I missed the pop-up for him. He can also help take out these labs, but he is also going to be a huge tool in helping you infect everything as well. Move him to here to take out that lab, and that's where the fast travel comes in handy. Him to Japan here. Make sure we don't forget that. Also need to make sure we don't forget New Zealand. It's easy to miss those little islands, like I said. Norway, Sweden, and Finland all have somebody infected. We'll run up there, it's fine. Infected. Just about done. Grab the Philippines here. See, this is crossing the borders here, which is good. And we're already seeing the cure slow down pretty drastically. This should be just about it. We're going to head over here to Africa. Like I said, this is already taken out, so you don't even have to worry about Madagascar anymore. Check our map. Every country has somebody infected in it. So it's just about a matter of speeding it all up. Put up Italy here. Sit there for a moment. Italy should just be about done. And check the globe again. And everybody is affected, and they all should be just about done. Those ones that are still left. Check this again. Canada is the last one. What is Canada at? That was the first place we stopped at. So let's travel to Canada since we have a marker there. And that should just about end it. Alright, we'll attack Canada then, if that is what's necessary to finish off that part of the still healthy population there. But that is a victory for the Shadow Plague. Like I said, a bit longer than other playthroughs, but still got 4 out of 5 for biohazards. So I hope this guide helped. Please leave a like, comment, subscribe, and I will see you guys in the next guide.